Alright, listen, be honest. When you think fish tank goals, what comes to mind? Probably a few neon tetras, maybe a goldfish tank, right? But what if everything you thought you knew about fish compatibility was incomplete? We're about to dive into the truly unexpected. Did I just go like mobster on you guys? Unexpected. The fish pairings that break all the rules, but in a good way. Alright, enough of that. Prepare to challenge your assumptions, because these 10 unique fish combos aren't just beautiful, they are pure genius. First up, we got the bottom feeder bros. And trust, they're not just some background characters. We're talking about the threadfin goby and the peacock gudgeon. A duo that proves beauty isn't just in the eye of the beholder, and sometimes found chilling in the substrate too. The threadfin goby, with its ridiculously elegant, almost gossamer-like fins, brings a whole vibe of chill sophistication as it sifts through that sand. It's like the quiet art kid in class who's secretly a total genius. Then you pair that with the peacock gudgeon, which is, well, practically a living disco ball. Seriously. The iridescent blues, reds, and yellows on these guys are next level, especially when they're flaring for attention. These two bottom dwellers, well, they're not just pretty faces. They actually play really well together because they occupy slightly different micro niches down there. The goby's more about being around the rocks, while the gudgeon's more about exploring and, just being a flashy little gem. They generally mind their own business, which means less drama and more dazzling display. You'll want a tank with a soft, sandy substrate to really let them live their best lives, allowing that goby to do its natural thing and giving plenty of hiding spots and visual breaks for the gudgeon, though they are pretty bold. Plus, watching the males of the peacock gudgeon species doing their courtship dance with all those colors popping, well, that's a whole cinematic experience right there in your living room. You're welcome. Okay, prepare yourselves, because this combo is going to have you saying, wait, for real? We're talking about putting an electric yellow lab cichlid with an angelfish. Oh, you heard me right. Now, I know some of you are thinking, African cichlid and angelfish? Is this person a dummy? And to that I say, sometimes. But stay calm, bestie. Trust the process. The electric yellow lab brings that unmistakable, vibrant, almost neon yellow, a true burst of voltage that just electrifies the tank. It's a color that screams, look at me! And then you have the angelfish. These majestic, graceful creatures that glide through the water with an almost royal presence. They're the heavenly part of this equation, bringing that old money aesthetic to the tank. Now, here's the tea on why this surprisingly works. Electric yellow labs for cichlids are actually pretty chill. Like, comparatively speaking, electric yellows are considered one of the more peaceful African cichlids, and well, angelfish, they can be territorial, and they're generally peaceful though when kept in appropriate groups or with compatible tank mates. The key is the tank size. You need ample space to dilute any potential squabbles and provide plenty of hiding spots, like children. Think a spacious habitat with lots of vertical elements like tall plants or driftwood for the angelfish to weave through, plus some rock structures for the yellow labs to claim as their own little zones. Again, just like children. The contrast between the bold, active yellow and the calm, elegant angelfish is just chef's kiss. It's an unlikely friendship, but when it clicks, it's a whole aesthetic, like a bad 80s movie between a lawyer and a drug dealer. Two unlikely friends on a road trip they'll never forget. Anyways, just remember the yellow labs need harder, more alkaline water, so you're going to need to prioritize those parameters and select angelfish strains that are more adaptable. Or, maybe work on a middle ground that keeps both thriving. If you're out here trying to manifest a literal rainbow in your tank, then the rainbow shiner and the rainbow darter are about to become your new obsession. This duo ain't just colorful, they are living, shimmering prisms that bring the whole full spectrum to your aquatic world like a Pink Floyd album cover. The rainbow shiner, particularly the males, when they're all dressed up for breeding, puts on a show with iridescent blues, reds, purples, and golds. They're active schooling fish, so they're moving around a lot, bringing that dynamic, sparkly energy to the midwater column. And then you got our rainbow darters, a bottom dweller that's got these insane turquoise bands and these orange-red areas on their bodies, especially prominent on the males. They're the little artists to the substrate. They're always darting and perching on the rocks. They're so cool. And this combo is pure aesthetic bliss. Both are native to cooler flowing water systems in North America, so, well, you guessed it, their environmental needs are pretty aligned. They appreciate some good water flow and excellent oxygenation, but then again, who doesn't? These shiners are darting around, making the tank feel alive and vibrant, while the darters are doing their charming little darter thing down below, exploring every little nook and cranny you got. That your tank has, not you personally. It's a vibe that says, yeah, my tank is a whole mood board. You'll want a tank that provides plenty of swimming space for the shiners and a substrate with smooth gravel or maybe sand for the darters to dig around in. And you know what? You gotta add in some little river stones and driftwood to mimic their natural habitat. It's like, why have one rainbow when you can have like two, you know? Next, prepare for a pairing that's unexpectedly peaceful and totally captivating. The Nicholls Dwarf Mouth Bruder and the Red Pencilfish. This isn't some chaotic crossover episode, no sir. It's more of a serene, almost cottagecore vibe. Animal Crossing, anyone? The Nicholls Dwarf Mouth Bruder, a smaller African cichlid, might initially make you pause, given the cichlid rep, understandable, but these guys are often much more mellow than their larger cousins. And that mouth brooding behavior, where the female carries the eggs and fry in her mouth, is honestly just fascinating to witness. It's giving protective parent energy. Then you add the red pencilfish, a sleek, almost minimalist fish with a subtle yet striking red line down its body. They're the chill, elegant ones who just vibe. But let's talk about why this combo works. The Nicholls Dwarf Mouth Brooder tends to hang out in the lower to mid levels of the tank, often near hiding spots, while the red pencilfish, our little pencily friend, are more mid to upper water column dwellers. And this spatial separation helps prevent any territorial disputes. Plus, the pencilfish are known for their calm, schooling nature. You'll want a tank with plenty of plants, driftwood, and some rock caves to provide plenty of hiding spots for the mouth brooder, especially if they're, well, brooding in their mouth, getting ready to spawn, you know? The pencilfish appreciates a well-planted environment as well, providing them with cover, and it's low drama, it's high interest, it's a pairing that shows you don't need flashy aggression to have an engaging aquarium. It's giving peaceful coexistence goals. Now, if your tank needs some serious aesthetic maintenance, but you're not trying to, add more fish that just swim aimlessly, well, meet your new faves, the Hillstream Loach and the Bamboo Shrimp. These two are unsung heroes, the quiet achievers, the Zen tank janitors who keep things spotless while looking totally unique. The Hillstream Loach, with its flattened body, is like a living suction cup, gracefully clinging to rocks and glass, constantly grazing on biofilm and algae. It's got this whole minimalist organic vibe going on. Oh, and the bamboo shrimp, well, these guys are filter feeders, and they're constantly fanning the water with their specialized feathery appendages, sifting out microscopic particles. I mean, it's just mesmerizing to watch. But what makes this combo so perfect is their shared love for highly oxygenated flowing water, mimicking their natural stream habitats. You'll want a tank with decent current, maybe a power head or a good filter outflow, and plenty of smooth rocks for the loaches to cling to and graze on. The shrimp will find a high flow spot and just chill doing their thing. They're both super peaceful, so you're not going to find any aggressive drama. And they occupy different zones too. The loach is glued to surfaces, and the shrimp, while it does appreciate the flow, will often perch on driftwood or maybe plants that are swimming in the current, floating in the current. If you've got swimming plants, please give us a call. They're not just cleaning, they're adding a whole new level of fascinating behavior to your tank that's genuinely satisfying to watch. It's giving sustainable living, but for your aquarium. Okay, for all you nano tank enthusiasts, or honestly anyone who appreciates miniature perfection, this combo is about to become your new obsession. We're talking about the Tiny Tank Titans, the Dwarf Anchor Catfish, and the Celestial Pearl Danio. These guys aren't just small fish, they're like living jewels, proving that big beauty absolutely comes in the smallest packages, thank God. The Dwarf Anchor Catfish is this incredibly shy nocturnal creature, often mistaken for detritus until you see its tiny, intricate form. It's the ultimate hide-and-seek champion. It's giving off major cryptid vibes until you spot it. And then you've got Celestial Pearl Danios, often dubbed the Galaxy Rasbora, and for good reason. Its body is literally covered in iridescent pearl-like spots on a deep blue or black background, making it look like a tiny piece of the night sky. And it's freaking sick. This pairing is a match made in, well, a small tank paradise, because they occupy different areas and they have super chill temperaments. The Dwarf Anchor Catfish will typically be found foraging along the substrate, often in heavily planted areas, and they appreciate soft acidic water. So, they're not going to be zooming around, but they will quietly go about their business. And the Celestial Pearl Danios, on the other hand, well, these guys are mid to upper water column dwellers, active in schooling, adding that dazzling, darting movement to your tank. And they appreciate similarly soft, slightly acidic water and densely planted tanks. So, you get the mysterious, subtle beauty of the catfish, complementing that vibrant, active sparkle of the Danios, all without overcrowding even a smaller footprint. It's like a whole miniature universe, and it's low-key stunning. All right, listen up, folks, because this combo might sound a bit sus at first glance, but trust the process, baby. We're talking about creating opposites without drama, not between you and your ex-wife. That didn't work out. It's okay. We're talking about pairing a female Apistogramma with a male dwarf Gourami. Now, if you've heard anything about cichlids, you might be thinking, Apistogramma, sir? Aren't they, like, territorial? And yes, sometimes they can be, but the key here is focusing on a female Apistogramma, which are generally far less aggressive than the males, especially when not actively breeding. They bring this incredible personality and the intricate beauty you're looking for with their often vibrant colors and distinctive patterns. And then you introduce the male dwarf Gourami, known for its flowing ventral fins and vibrant, often iridescent blue and red stripes. It's like pairing a contemplative artist with a graceful dancer. Yeah. And this pairing is, well, it's surprisingly harmonious because they typically don't compete directly for space or resources. The Apistogramma, even a female, will appreciate a territory near the substrate with a bunch of caves and some driftwood, like a vagabond. While the dwarf Gourami prefers to explore the mid to upper water column, often weaving through the plants. Their temperaments, when chosen carefully, actually complement one another. The female Aisto will be less inclined to chase or harass the Gourami, and the Gourami, knowing the Aisto looks nothing like it, won't typically bother it. Now, here's a disclaimer, this combo isn't fully guaranteed. Really, no combo here is a guarantee, but this one's a little riskier than the others. You'll want a well-planted tank with plenty of line-of-sight breaks to ensure both feel secure. The visual contrast between the Aisto's often earthy tones with pops of color and the Gourami's bright, almost glowing appearances, I mean, it looks amazing. It's giving power couple, but make it chill. All right, gather round, folks, because this is where things get truly spicy, but like in the best way possible. We're about to introduce you to the royal roommates. I heard you get your mind out of the gutter, spicy kids. I get it. Get out of here. I get your lingo now. Discus and Fish. Now, I can already hear you, so I can hear you screaming, okay? So hold on, a betta with a discus? Are you for real right now? And to that I say, yes, absolutely. But with some crucial caveats, so listen carefully, all right? First off, discus. These majestic disc-shaped fish are the undisputed royalty of the freshwater aquarium. Their vibrant colors, graceful movements, and calm demeanor are truly unparalleled. And then you have the betta, known for its stunning fins and fierce personality. Here's the lowdown. Not all bettas are raging fighters. Many captive-bred betta splendens can be surprisingly peaceful when kept in a spacious, well-maintained community tank. The key here is their temperament. A calm betta, and you have to know your specific fish's personality, no aggressive ones allowed, is less likely to nip at the discus's fins. Plus, discus are typically slow-moving, and they won't see the betta as a threat. The visual contrast between the round, vibrant discus and that flowing, elegant betta is breathtaking. However, this is where it all gets real. Quarantine is non-negotiable. Put it on the screen in bigger letters. Non-negotiable. Discus are very sensitive to water quality and diseases, so you must quarantine any new fish thoroughly. And bettas, oh poor bettas, are usually kept in not ideal conditions when they're being purchased, and they've got a higher risk of introducing disease. And this is a huge one. Know your specific betta breed's heat tolerances. Discus absolutely thrive in warmer water between usually 82 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. While many bettas can tolerate this, some of the longfin varieties or those from cooler origins might prefer slightly lower temperatures. You need to pick a betta that genuinely thrives in discus temperatures, or well, you're just asking for trouble. When done right, with careful selection, a spacious tank, and impeccable water quality, this combo is literally dripping with regal energy. It's giving elite squad goals. Alright, for those of you who appreciate the bigger, bolder presence in your tank, but you still want that peaceful, harmonious vibe, we're serving up the Gentle Giants collab. Severums and Acuras. Now, granted, this isn't the most out there combo, but it's often overlooked for its sheer visual synergy. Both are South American cichlids, and while they have that cichlid intelligence and personality, they're generally considered much more docile than many of their cousins. Severums, with their distinctive disc-like bodies and often vibrant green, red, or gold hues, are just majestic, and Acuras, often the electric blue Acuras or blue Acuras, bring this stunning iridescent blue that is just truly captivating. While these two are a match made in aquatic heaven is in their complementary nature. They thrive in similar water parameters, soft, acidic to neutral water with some good filtration, and they're both mid to bottom dwellers, but they're not overtly territorial with each other, especially in a sufficiently large tank with plenty of hiding spots like driftwood and rocks, so get on it. The magic here is the color palette. The deep blues of the Acuras against the warm greens, reds, or yellows of the Severums, it creates this naturally stunning and sophisticated display. It's not about shock value. It's about a cohesive, beautiful tableau. Watching them interact, often gently, and seeing their colors pop under good lighting is genuinely satisfying. It's giving power dressing, but for fish. And last, but certainly not least, we have the art school roomies, the peacock gudgeon and the pencilfish. If your tank's aesthetic is leaning towards something truly unique, vibrant, and well, artistic, this combo is it. We already talked about the peacock gudgeon's explosive iridescent colors. I mean, they're the ultimate little show-offs of the bottom to mid-water column, constantly flaring and displaying them colors. Ooh, they're like the abstract expressionists of the fish world. And then you pair them with pencilfish, particularly species like the coral red pencilfish or the three-line pencilfish. These guys are known for their sleek, elongated bodies and often subtle yet striking lateral lines or washes of color. They're the minimalist designers, the architects of the upper water column. This combo thrives on contrast and peaceful coexistence. Your peacock gudgeons are going to be active in the lower areas, constantly exploring and displaying those vibrant hues, especially when feeling confident. The pencilfish, on the other hand, are often found slowly cruising the mid to upper water column, sometimes schooling, sometimes drifting, Their calm demeanor and preference for the upper layers means they won't interfere with the gudgeon's space. And you know what? Much like myself, both appreciate a heavily planted tank, which provides plenty of cover and visual interest. The gudgeons will appreciate leaf litter and crevices, while the pencilfish will weave through the stems, and it looks really cool. The interplay between the gudgeon's bold, almost painterly colors and the pencilfish's elegant linear forms, it creates this truly unique and visually stimulating environment. It's not just a tank, it's a living art installation. But remember, research is key for a happy, healthy home for your fish. Quarantine new additions and always check their specific needs like water parameters and diet. But tell me, which combo had you saying, okay, adding that to my vision board ASAP? Let us know in the comments. Tell us below. Like this video, subscribe for more aquatic awesomeness, and ring that mother freaking notification bell.